Hi, as entrepreneurs who have begun to build viable organizations, you moved so much from the role of pioneer to a leader that is leading a team of people to help you to deliver those promises that you have made to your investors or to your stakeholders like your clients. Now, there are four clear areas of roles that you must be playing as that leader, and one of them is directing. You must be a director. Please do not shy away from it. You say, oh, my personality is, I gather people and we agree consensus. I understand. I hear you. However, you need to set the climate. You are the director that sets the climate. You clarify expectations, you clarify goals, and you provide the structure. These are four key areas. In directing your team, you must set the goals, set the structure, you must provide all of that upfront. And when people are beginning to forget, you remind them. Please don't play with that role. It's so important. No matter how democratic you say your style of leadership is, you must set direction. The second thing you must learn to do is to coach. In coaching, you understand the strengths and the limitations of your team, and you help in a way that you handhold them to tease out the greatness in them. You more or less let them believe in themselves. You help them to embrace the culture, to embrace the norms, and say you can fly. And then sooner or later, they're asking you, how high do you want me to fly? Because you have coached them. You have surfaced what you have seen in them. You have said, you know what, I believe in you. And you have brought out all of those. Sometimes they meet with clashes with others. You coach out a solution from them. Because you ask, what would you have done differently? You ask, what would you have done differently? And you help them to solve the issues. I remember a former boss of mine. He said there were two teams arguing when there was a merger and he became the CEO. And the two tech teams were arguing which software to use. Some had all of the high points of one particular software A, and the others were all for software B. You know what he did at a retreat? He crossed them over. He said, you software A guys, show me all the reasons why we should go with software B. And you software B guys, show me all the reasons why we should go with software A. He crossed them. Their minds, their neural pathways changed. And they began, and eventually everybody came to a consensus. That is coaching. That's surfacing the issues. That's helping them to develop norms. And when you see tension, you help them. You don't ignore tensions. You don't say you want to wish them away. You bring them to the front and you deal with it. That's what a coach helps you to do. The third thing you must do is to support, because some people will begin to show signs of taking ownership, and that's brilliant. That's the blessing of every founder that has become a leader of an organization. Help to support. They need some of the models that have worked for you. Give them freely, enable them, empower them, give them books, give them things to do. Begin to find how to clarify your decision making so that they know what is behind the scene. In essence, what is working in your head that is making you make decisions in this manner? When you have someone beginning to think like you, in fact, you are in la la land. I have one of my generals, who said that so and so is now my deputy. She now thinks like me. I put out a prize list. I asked her to come up with a prize list, and it was the same, perfect. She now begins to think like me. I was like, oh wow, he has enabled and supported her to be able to support him to do well. Now it frees him up to go out and do more. The last part is in delegating. After a while, you must begin to let go of the control. You found a faithful, committed person who is beginning to think like you, and you still want to cage the person. No. Please begin to step away a bit. You must learn how to help them to help you. In delegating, you start small, bite-sized, until it gets bigger, there's more assurance, and after a while, they can take over. I hope these things resonate with you because that is how I see the role of a pioneer, a founder who is now building an organization and has become a leader and a manager of people. What do you think?